What's up, Nickel City Mafia? My name is Riku Mukherjee. I am filling in for Mike Thornton as the host today for the Super Bowl preview show. We got my man Jake over in Buffalo, and we got Chris over in Baltimore. We're going to be talking some Super Bowl picks and props that we like for the game. This won't be too long of a show. We're just going to get into it and talk about what we like in the game and talk about some fun props that we're going to like in the game. But Jake, my man, how you doing? You ready for the big game? I know we're all sad that Buffalo and Baltimore aren't in the game, but how you doing?
Dude, I was looking forward to you guys coming to Buffalo and, being here for the AFC Championship game and just showing you around the city, like giving you some good wings, all that stuff. And it just never came to fruition. I think, both of our teams, a little banged up, going through some adversity. You guys had your quarterback replace ours in the Pro Bowl. So just so many things. And I think next year is the year. Been saying that my whole life, but I'll say it again.
Chris, you're going to be in Glendale or around Glendale, Phoenix area this Sunday for the game. I know you're going to be helping out one of our buddies do a Eagles tailgate party. Is that right?
Yeah, man. This time tomorrow, I'm going to be about over Oklahoma or Texas on my way to Glendale. So I'll be there in Arizona for all the Super Bowl festivities, a little Waste Management Open. So, excited to get the good vibes and get the party started this weekend. But if I'm there, I got to have some wagers. So I need you guys to tell me what to bet.
So let me get this straight. A Ravens fan is hosting an Eagles tailgate.
Hey,
you're switching over to a different bird.
Birds flock together, man. Birds flock together.
All I remember is Hard Knocks 2001, Baltimore Ravens, first edition of Hard Knocks, by the way, guys. I remember the Ravens were playing the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field, and the field turf or the ground wasn't suitable for play, and Brian Billick said to call it. And I remember the Birds fans absolutely giving it to the Ravens, saying, Super Bowl chumps, Super Bowl chumps. And you're going to go out there and you're going to host a party for that fan base. Wow. It's a bold move, Chris.
I will say this one thing that out of all the away stadiums I've ever been to in my life, Eagles was probably the roughest. I went to a Ravens Eagles game and the Ravens lost, and I've never heard so many nasty things said to me as I was walking out of that stadium in my life.
I mean, it's a fascinating history. You go back to like T.O., supposedly supposed to sign with the Ravens, goes and signs with the Eagles too. There's a lot of stuff there, but actually I'm rooting for the Eagles this weekend too. So I'm right there with you guys.
I don't know that I'm rooting for them. My friend has a vested interest in them succeeding. So I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So game is this Sunday. It's like 6:30 on the East Coast. Nice little 3:30 afternoon game for me in the West Coast. Right now, it's looking like the Eagles are favored in this game. The line has been moving around a little bit. It opened at Eagles -2.5. It went down to 1.5. It went back up to 2. And right now at this very moment, it's looking like it's settling around Eagles 1.5. Obviously, it's only Tuesday right now, but it could change before Sunday. But -1.5 is the line for the Eagles at the moment. The over/under is 51 points. I'll go straight to you, Jake. Who do you like at this game? What are you feeling in this game?
I always love the over. Love the over. Life is way too short to bet the under, especially with these two offenses. I think it is valid this time around to really say this. Like I always say, hey, always bet the over because you're always alive. But I really feel like it's gonna hit, especially at 51.5. I think it's gotta happen. So I think when it's all said and done, this is not trying. I'm trying to put my bias aside because I don't hate the Chiefs. That is the team to beat. The Bills got to get past them, obviously. So I'm going to remove all of that emotional stuff with the Chiefs. But I really do believe the Eagles are an absolute wagon. They are the most complete team. Probably all the NFL during the entire NFL season, they were the most complete team. So I really do think that the Eagles pull this off, and they're going to pull it off handily, guys. I've been saying the score since the lines opened up. I said it to our guy in the Discord. I forget his name. Adam, I think his name is.
Yeah.
I said 36-19 Eagles. Yikes. That could, ruffle some feathers. I'm sure I hope the Chiefs aren't listening right now, but I just have a feeling that it's going to be one of those games where it's just straight up domination. I think it'll actually start close, and then it's just going to be an explosion of offense for the Eagles. I think their running offense is so damn good. They can do so many things. They're so dangerous in so many different ways. Whether it be the short game, the long game, yards after catch, you can utilize the tight end. They got really good running backs. Kenneth Gainwell's been incredible this postseason too. So I just think they are here to play. They're going to follow the Buccaneers recipe of what they did to the Chiefs a couple of years back. They're going to get in Pat Mahomes' face, just going to put a lot of points on them. And it's just going to be an absolute massacre. So I say bet the over. I think there's a couple other bets. I'll get into it once we get into prop bets. But that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to start off with. And I'm going to let someone else take it away from here.
Chris, who do you like?
Yeah, it's ever since the Chiefs got beat down by the Bucs, I feel like everyone's getting flashbacks of that and how, great the Eagles defense is and their pass rush specifically. So just myself, what I've been hearing, that if people are picking one team to blow out, it's the Eagles blowing out the Chiefs, not vice versa. So interested if you're hearing any touts, Rick, that think the Chiefs run away with this one. I don't know that any team can run away with a game against the Eagles, not with that defense, not with that clock control running game. So if you haven't already guessed the way I'm talking, I'm leaning Eagles in this one. But unlike Jake, I really like the under in this game. I just think that their running game has just been so solid, and Mahomes hobbled, has some receivers out. I don't think this is a Hurts versus Mahomes shootout personally. So I'm gonna bet the under in the Eagles, but I'm going to wait and bet the under in a couple days because as Super Bowl's biggest bet sporting event of the year. Most people like to bet overs. What'd you say it was, Rick? 51?
Yeah, right now it's 51.
Yeah, I'm going to see if it goes up 51 and a half or 52, but under will be my bet on that one.
All right.
Can we get a score real quick, Chris? I need a score.
Yeah, I'll say something pretty boring like 24-20 Eagles.
Okay, so they're covering too. I like that. So we both have them covering at least.
All right, so we got both guys on the Eagles, one guy in the over, one guy in the under. I'm going to go the other way. I like the Chiefs in this game. Not for any particular reason. I just I get what Jake's saying. I think the Eagles are a very, very complete team. But I'm just going to continue my my theory here that I'll take the better quarterback as an underdog, and I really do think even if he is a little hobbled or whatever, Mahomes is the better quarterback. I think he's the best quarterback in football, and if I'm going to get the better quarterback at a neutral field as an underdog, I think I'm going to lean that side. But I will say that besides the side, I do roll with Jake here. I do like the over in this game. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game. I think it's going to be a situation where somebody's going to jump out to like maybe like a 10-0 lead, 14-0 lead or something like that. And the other team's going to have to come back, which they probably will. And you're going to have to throw the ball a lot in this game. So I think it's going to end up being a situation where even though the Eagles are a great running team, that they're going to have to air it out a little bit. We already know the Chiefs love to air it out. So I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. My prediction for the score, I think it's going to be 31-28 Chiefs in this game. I think that's going to be the final in this game. Obviously, that seems like a pretty high scoring game for for a team that likes to run the ball and play good defense like the Eagles do. But I really do think this is going to be a kind of a shootout. And one thing I've noticed in big games like the Super Bowl, title games and stuff like that, the public does tend to win on the over here. And right now I am seeing most of the money come in on the over for the total. So I think the public likes to see touchdowns in this game. Obviously it is a football game, so anything can happen. But as far as the over under, it looks like most of the public's betting the over. The side is pretty split evenly at the moment. It's looking like 50-50 money coming in on both sides. I think the Chiefs are more of a public kind of team just because people are more familiar with them. The casual NFL fan is going to come in and say, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's an underdog. He's been to the Super Bowl the last 3 or 4 years. He's won a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has no Super Bowl experience, all this stuff, and they're going to lean into betting the Chiefs. So I think by the time the game rolls around, there's going to be more money on the Chiefs, and I think the line could move down to -1 Eagles, maybe even a pick. Something like that. But I think for me, I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, and I think it's going to go over.
For you over bettors, I just have something. It may not be a big deal to you, but 4 straight Super Bowls have went under.
That's
so
true.
I know maybe everything regresses to the mean, but just putting that out there that that is a big stage, bright lights, and I think the referees are told to swallow their whistle a little bit. Couple less pass interference calls, and let them box it out a little bit. So I'm just saying, you guys are screaming big numbers out here. Total disrespect to the Eagles defense, which is nothing short of amazing so far this year. So hobbled Patrick Mahomes, that crazy Eagles defense paired with the best running game in the NFL this year, big time recipe. Mix it up under.
I love that. And
you keep saying hobbled. I want to ask this. You keep saying hobbled Mahomes. Since he got hurt, he's missed 1 quarter of football.
Yeah.
He's not that hobbled. He played the entire second half, then he played the entire game last week, and he has 2 weeks to rest. I think he's fine.
All I'm saying is, yes, he played. Yes, he won. But when Mahomes gets to the Super Bowl, I don't know how many rushing yards he had last Super Bowl, but I feel like he had 40, 50, 60 rushing yards. Like when he gets to the big stage, he will use his athleticism more and become that type of quarterback. Maybe he can do that. Maybe he's fully healed, by the time the Sunday rolls around. All I'm saying is he's not going to be 100%. And I think that matters.
And the Eagles have a lot of speed on the outside. I mean, they got some dogs. They got some good edge rushers. So good luck getting outside of the pocket, trying to make things happen. Because on the interior, he got some absolute dogs as well. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I can't see him running for – that is actually a very good bet to maybe put in is the under on Pat Mahomes' rushing yards. Not even sure what that's set at. Haven't looked at that. But I like the under on his rushing yards.
I think it's 25. I think it's right on his rushing average for the whole year.
Okay.
So, you'd say
I go alternate and under 15. I mean, that's where I'm going. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely check it out because if that's his average for the whole year, he didn't have a high ankle sprain the whole year. So,
right.
25 seems a little high. Let me see if that's right.
25 does seem high, but with
total
him,
rushing yards, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to touch on a good point here by our boy Brett. Brett, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Hope your voice feels better. Brett is going through some serious voice issues. I know he's not feeling up to snuff. So thank you for joining the show. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a TikTok that came out, and it's basically this guy posted on Twitter, and I don't know if it's real or fake, but back in 2016, I guess he predicted the next 10 years of Super Bowl winners, and he's gotten every single one right. And this year he has the Eagles winning, and next year he has the Bills winning. So kind of cool. I'm going to go with what he says. I think the Eagles win, of course, and then next year it's going to be our year. So, and then the Jags after that. How about that?
That can't be real, right? No way.
I don't know.
Shopped.
Well, and if you didn't see, there was already a script released. That's the big thing now. The NFL is scripted. It came out already that the Eagles are winning 37-34. And I had all the stats and stuff on Pro Football Reference. So I don't know if you guys checked that out too. It's kind of interesting.
If the game Sunday's 37-34, over 70 points, I will unplug my microphone and never use it again.
Wow. Okay.
It's not happening.
It
could.
I
agree.
You can't say that it's not happening. It could, but
it happened in that Ravens-Niners game with you guys. You guys saw it firsthand, right? I mean, shoot, it was actually – wasn't that the same score, 37-34?
34-31.
34-31, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
We're pretty kind of all over the place between the three of us. Someone's gonna win between the three of us, I think, with both the side and the
two of three on Eagles, 2 of 3 on over.
Yeah. So as long as it doesn't go Chiefs under, someone's gonna win both. So I I mean, this game is, in my opinion, I mean, the two number one seeds. I mean, say what you may think about the Bills should have been the number one seed, all that stuff, but it came down to either the Bills or the Chiefs. We know they were the two best teams in the AFC this year, but it is nice to see the two number one seeds go at it in the Super Bowl. I don't know how many times that's actually happened in the last however many years, but it doesn't happen often, so it is a nice thing to see for me.
It's wild too. They have the same record and same number of points scored on the year. I mean,
Yeah,
everything
exactly the same number of points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably if Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, it's probably number one and number two in MVP voting, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
100% agree.
It still might be, right? Mahomes probably going to win, but maybe Hurts still comes in second, even though he missed 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to ask you guys this. I know you're rooting for the Eagles, Jake, but I guess let me pose this question to you. But for me, is it not somewhat compelling to see Mahomes win a second Super Bowl, him go to 4 Super Bowls, win however many? Like I know, like we got tired of watching Tom Brady win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, but this is kind of a dynasty, a little bit of a dynasty. Isn't it compelling as an NFL, like somebody that likes football, to see greatness on the biggest stage and him winning his second ring?
Yeah, of course. And I think that's what's going to be so sweet about it when we beat them next year. I hate to keep going back to that, but no, you're absolutely right. I love Pat Mahomes. I think he's an absolute magician. And I think right now he's 1A. I will say, I think Josh is a very close 1B, but it is, I mean, he's a hell of a quarterback, man. You got to respect his play. Travis Kelce is the best tight end of the last decade. Maybe, I mean, he's making a case. I don't think he's the most complete tight end of all time, but gosh, he is so damn good. And the best thing with him is that he's been able to do it when staying healthy. I mean, he's been very healthy throughout. I don't want to curse him or anything like that, but he's been incredible. The tight end position, you see these guys come in outside of Tony Gonzalez. Not many of these elite tight ends can stay healthy for that long and do it at a consistent level like Travis Kelce. So it's unbelievable what we're seeing. And I mean, it's cool. You have the head coach, you have the quarterback, and then the tight end. You have those 3 big names, and they've been together, and they've been so damn successful. So, of course, yeah, there's something to be said about it. I think it is a cool thing to see a dynasty, and I mean, say what you want about the Pats too, but it's like, you have to admit, it is so hard to not only get to a Super Bowl, but to then win it. I think in all of pro sports, the Super Bowl might be one of the hardest things to repeat or get back to. I mean, there's so many things that have to go right. It's more than just one guy on the team. I mean, it takes everyone, and coaching is so big, and it is cool to see for sure. I think it absolutely is compelling, Rick. I'll go with you on that. I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I have a counterpoint. As we're Rick and I are Ravens fans. You're a Bills fan. I think that the greater that the Chiefs dynasty grows, the more players in their elder years would be willing to go there to be a part of that dynasty at a lower cost. So I think it gives them a competitive advantage if they keep stacking Super Bowl appearances and Super Bowl wins like they are. Yes, it's cool to see, but I think as other AFC fans, maybe not. I mean, this happens in basketball all the time, right? You get a team together, and then there's veterans that say, sure, I'll come for veteran minimum. I want to play with these guys. So I just don't want that to happen.
But what's fascinating is I really think coaching has been huge. I mean, they just traded away Tyreek Hill. They had receivers on the field Justin Watson's a starting receiver in the Super Bowl right now. Like, anyone know who Justin Watson is outside of maybe me? Penn guy, love him. I mean, come on. Actually, I think he's Harvard guy. Harvard, I want to say. Jalen Watson, the corner. I forget where he went. He's a 7th round pick. But anyways, they're playing with a lot of guys that aren't like these absolute studs. Outside of Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they have a pretty good offensive line. They built through the draft extremely well, too. So I think there's something to be said about it, man. Like, they're not just going out there and being like the Yankees of the 2000s and just signing these big name guys to these monster deals. Like, I think they're doing it in a different way almost, if that makes sense, So it is kind of cool to see. I hate it as a Bills fan, but you have to respect it.
Yeah, I think that's the brilliance of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is they can trade someone away like Tyreek Hill and still make it to the Super Bowl with a gaggle of decent and below average wide receivers, Juju and MVS and Justin Watson and all these other guys.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney. I mean, these guys are not like, they're not tearing off the roof. They're not Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill, or they're nothing like that. So, yes, they have an elite tight end. They have an all-pro tight end. But I kind of agree with you, Jake, when you're talking about Kelce. Like, he's good. Obviously, he's the best tight end in the NFL. But I think Mahomes makes him the best tight end in the NFL. And whenever I watch Kelce play, I don't really think he does much. I think he just runs like 10 yards, turns around, and Mahomes just darts it to him and he catches the ball. And then his yak is great. He catches the ball and he knows how to run with the ball after the catch. But I don't see him making like down the field like acrobatic catches like Gronk used to do,
right.
or other like Jimmy Graham used to do, or something like that. He's just like one of those guys that just is a big body in the middle, especially if they're like in the red zone or at the goal line, where he can just like post up against somebody and just get him the ball, and that's just how he gets his yards and touchdowns.
He's brilliant in space. Like, his option routes are just the best I've ever seen. I mean, he really is good with that. There's an art to it for sure, but it's not the sexiest thing, no doubt.
Jake just took the words out of my mouth. I was saying, do you guys notice, and I don't have the stats to back this up, but I'm sure they exist somewhere, all of Kelce's big plays seem to be against zone. Like, he doesn't really like go down the seam and like moss people. It is when he kind of gets off the line and has a feel for the flow of the defense, and he just always seems wide the fuck open. Like, I don't know how it happens, but it's like he catches the ball and turns around with no one within 8 yards of him way more often than anyone in the NFL. It's like Mark Andrews on the Ravens literally catches shit with people all over his back and legs. And I'm like, well, why can't he get open like Kelce can? But I think it's Andy Reid. I think it's Mahomes moving defenses. But Kelce's just always wide open. And it's not because he's fleet of foot.
For sure. Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to say was it is interesting that we're talking about KC being a potential dynasty and all that stuff, with how strong the AFC is with all these quarterbacks and young talent. And, we talk about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, obviously, but then there's Lamar and Joe Burrow and all these other good quarterbacks in the AFC. And it's looking like more and more likely that Aaron Rodgers is going to come to the AFC next year, probably. So it's going to get even stronger. And I don't know, man. If I was a quarterback that's a good quarterback that has a chance of like leading my team to a Super Bowl, I'd kind of want to go to the NFC. It's a lot easier of a path, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Derek Carr to the Saints, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, there's rumors of Derek Carr going to the Saints. There's rumors of there's another one. Who else was a quarterback that I was hearing potentially going to the NFC? I can't remember right now, but yeah, there's rumors that Aaron Rodgers is going to come possibly to the Jets or somebody or the Raiders, something like that. But we'll see. But before we get into the props that we like in this game, just wanted to ask one more question. I'll throw this out to you, Chris. A couple more storylines for the Super Bowl. We got Andy Reid going up against his old team. He took the Eagles and won a Super Bowl with them. No, he never. Did he ever win a? No, he never won a Super Bowl with them.
They lost.
He was fired after making an NFC Championship appearance. They were ruthless there. They were fed up with him. Had to go to KC.
So he made multiple AFC Championship games in a row. Made a Super Bowl.
Or 2 and 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he made like four NFC Championship games in a row, something like that. And then he made the Super Bowl, lost, and then the other, and then obviously went to the Chiefs after that, and he's won a Super Bowl with them since then. But the other storyline is first time ever in Super Bowl history, two brothers are playing against each other. They don't get to play on the field at the same time, but we have Travis Kelce going up against Jason Kelce. Just if you want to make a couple comments about that, like what your thoughts about those two cool storylines.
Yeah, we know a little bit about brothers facing each other in Super Bowl. They didn't have jerseys on, but they had khakis on. The Har Bowl that we attended, so that was fun. I mean, I think it makes for a cute little storyline. You get to ask the parents, like, "Oh, who are you rooting for?" It's like there's no right answer. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of like casual, I'm not going to say fans want to watch the game, but I think there's a lot of like like my mom is going to be all into like the Kelsey storyline, right? So yeah, I think it kind of blends it all together. We want to see people strap up and hit each other, but there's tons of people out there watching that want to be reminded of these storylines. And oh, that's right, I remember Andy Reid, 50 pounds ago when he wore green, and like, oh, that's cute. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it adds to it for sure.
Yeah. Jake, do you have any thoughts about those two storylines?
There was a petition to have Donna Kelsey do the coin toss for the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think they got to do the right thing. Let her do the coin toss, appease the audience, appease the moms. I think it's brilliant. I love it.
I don't know if you guys saw this video today, but during press day, she came out and gave both of them like a box of cookies or something like that.
I love that.
Homemade cookies, the most mom thing you can think of, but that was pretty cute. Yeah. All right, so let's get into some props that we like. We're gonna split this up into some. We'll do some KC props that we like, some Eagles props that we like, and then some silly props at the end of the show that we like, and we'll call it a day, and then we'll go enjoy the week. I know Chris is going to be traveling tomorrow, so let's get this ball rolling here. I'll start with you, Jake. We'll do Kansas City first. Do you have any Kansas City props that you like in this game?
I love Justin Watson to score a touchdown. I don't know why. I just have an inkling. Or Rick, you know my feeling on this. I mean, I picked Kevin Kisner this past week for the one. Sometimes you just got to feel it. I like Justin Watson scoring a touchdown. I don't know why. It's come to me. I feel like he's going to get a wide open touchdown. It's going to happen. He might score the first touchdown. I don't know. I think something's going to happen.
I cannot wait until you hear my first KC bet because we're vibing, dude.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't know what it is. I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of attention surrounding Travis Kelce, Juju, Isaiah Pacheco, all these other guys. Justin Watson, man, he's an athlete. He can get downfield. He can make some big plays. Mike, I can't wait for you to clip this. This is going to be like the Raheem Blackshear thing from the summer. Quote it right now. So I like Justin Watson scoring a touchdown. Bet it if you can. He's an anytime touchdown target for sure. In addition to that,
plus 900.
What's that?
He's 9-1.
9-1. Love it. I love the odds. I'm going to throw $10 on it. I mean, why not? In addition to that, just sticking with the offensive side of the ball, I like Isaiah Pacheco a lot in this game. I think he's going to actually have himself a day. I think he scores. I think he gets 4 to 5 catches. He's going to be used a lot. I think you're going to have to throw to him just because there's going to be so much attention on Travis Kelce and these other guys. So I really like Isaiah Pacheco. I think you bet the over on his catches. I'm not actually sure what that's set at. I was trying to find that right now. Let me see. 1 second, guys. It should be on here.
Catches, it shouldn't be more than like 2 or 2.5.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he goes for 4, to be honest with you. So I really like him on the over with catches.
Phase McKinnon out a little bit. You're thinking.
Yeah, I think there's gonna. He's kind of been phased out in the postseason in general. It's been Isaiah Pacheco's backfield. Jerick McKinnon's been in there for short yardage situations, which is something totally out of his realm. So it is kind of interesting. So I like Isaiah Pacheco a lot. If you are going to go with a safe bet, I think Travis Kelce, you bet his over on receiving yards. I'm not exactly sure what that's set at either, but I bet the over every time on that because
that's one of my props. We'll get to that in a second.
It's Travis Kelce. I mean, why wouldn't you? Going to the Eagles side of things, there's a couple guys that come to mind. Obviously, you have the A.J. Brown acquisition, which has been huge for them all year. I'm going to pick him as my first touchdown scorer. I love throwing money on the first touchdown scorer. I think he's going to be the guy to score the first touchdown of the entire game. Eagles go up early. Then it's going to be followed by a Justin Watson touchdown. So hope you have that on your bingo card because it's going to happen. So I'm in love with that. Other player props that I like Jalen Hurts scoring a rushing touchdown as well as throwing a touchdown. So I like him scoring 2 times, 2 different ways. I don't think there's going to be a Philly special or anything like that. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a repeat of what Nick Foles did there. But I like Jalen Hurts getting in the end zone 2 different types of ways. So those are 2 of my picks, 2 offensive picks per team. I'll let someone else go on because I'm just going to keep rattling off random bets.
Go ahead, Chris. I'll throw it to you. What do you like for props?
Okay, so I'll piggyback off Jake's Justin Watson anytime touchdown. Dude, me and you were thinking the exact same thing. So I don't know what it is, but I just have this vision that it's going to be on the 1, the 2, or the 3 yard line, and Kansas City is going to score a touchdown on kind of like a goofy play. and someone's going to be absolutely wide open, no one within 10 yards of them, but it's going to be Noah Gray.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were going to say Orlando Brown Jr.
So, yeah.
Creed Humphrey.
Originally, so I already bet Noah Gray anytime touchdown scorer. I think I'm going to go with you and add Justin Watson. But I also bet, I don't know, a week ago, Jody Fortson, who has a couple touchdowns this year.
From Buffalo, fun fact.
Exactly. So he is not really playing lately. So that's why I'm even more all in on the Noah Gray thing. Fun fact, Noah Gray has played more than 50% of the snaps 12 straight weeks. He is a vital part of their offense. I feel like in the Super Bowl, Andy Reid has multiple gadgety trick plays up his sleeve. So Noah Gray's plus 850, Justin Watson's plus 900. I'm going to have both of those on my card. My other Kansas City favorite play, Travis Kelce, anytime TD. It's boring, but I don't know who's not going to love that. He scored a touchdown in his last 5 playoff games with Patrick Mahomes and 11 of his last 14. Sounds great to me. So, yeah.
Those all the props you got, Chris? Or anything else?
That's all I have for the KC side of the ball.
Okay, cool. So I'll give my boring props first. KC on the KC side of the ball. I like Patrick Mahomes to have over 38 pass attempts in this game. I think he's going to be airing it out. I think he's definitely going to get into the 40s as far as passing attempts, especially obviously if they fall behind, like what Jake's predicting, if they fall like 10 nothing behind, he's going to be chucking the ball. So I definitely like that. I'm with you on Travis Kelce over yards, 79.5. I think he's going to get to 100 this game. So definitely like that. And I'm also with you, Jake. I'm not on the receiving prop for Pacheco, but I do like the rushing attempts prop. It's 12 and a half. What was it? 11 and a half. Sorry, over 11 and a half rushing attempts for Pacheco this game. They have been using him in the running game more this postseason than they've kind of, for some reason, phased out Jerick McKinnon in that offense. So I definitely like the over rushing attempts for Isaiah Pacheco. On the Eagles side of the ball, this is where, so I'm going to stick with the theme here where I always feel like in the Super Bowl, I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like in the Super Bowl, somebody weird catches a touchdown, whether it's Jody Fortson or Noah Gray or Justin Watson. But I'm going to go to the other side of the ball. I think the weird guy that's going to score a touchdown in this game is going to be Quez Watkins on the Eagles. So I have him as anytime touchdown scorer, also 9-1, very similar to what Justin Watson is. And the reason why I like that is because I saw a stat earlier today where when the game is close, and we're predicting a close game here, with a 1.5 point spread, for some reason, Quez Watkins gets phased into the offense a little bit more than they do in like blowouts. So he always hits his like over receiving prop and stuff like that. So if the weird guy that's going to score a touchdown for me is going to be somebody, I think it's going to be Quez Watkins on the other side of the ball, especially if they're going to be like double teaming Goddard or double teaming AJ Brown or something like that. So.
I have a Quez Watkins prop too.
No, let me finish my Eagles prop. The other two Eagles props I like. I'm going to stick with the theme with Miles Sanders not getting enough touches. I think he's going to go under for his rushing yards this game. It's set at 60.5. For some reason or another, they just don't give him the ball. Like, I mean, I don't know what the situation was last week or 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game. They totally phased him out in the second half of the game. I don't know. It's because they were blowing them out or what the situation was, but they do like to lean on Kenneth Gainwell a lot. So I think I'm going to go under Miles Sanders rushing yards. And then the last Eagles prop I like is Jalen Hurts. Total passing and rushing yards over 297. So I think he's going to get into the 300s between his passing and rushing yards. So that's kind of a boring prop, but I think he's going to get there. So, like I said, I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of offense. So I definitely like these offensive props.
Love it.
Cool. Yeah, my Quez Watkins bet is so his over under on number of receptions is 2, and I'm going under on this one because ever since Dallas Goedert is back and healthy, Quez Watkins is just not really a thing. I mean, he pops for like a really big catch here and there, but his over under for yards in the game is 10.5. So I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling it. Goddard's back. He's fully healthy. He's a focal point of the offense. They have Brown and Devonta Smith on the field. They also have Zach Pascal. I just don't see him getting enough snaps and enough focus to be on him to get three catches to beat my 2. I think I'm at least going to push this bet on Quez Watkins. So, yeah, I mean, I could totally see it, Rick. Like I think he could easily pop a long touchdown because that's kind of his skill set, right? I mean, he runs reverses. He'll break free down the sideline.
His stat line could be 1 catch for 45 yards.
Yep.
Easily.
But I am going to go under on the 2 receptions for Quez Watkins. And Jalen Hurts, his over-under for passing yards is 247 when I looked at it this morning. And I like the under there. He's been under 247 yards 12 out of 17 games this year. So only 5 times he's eclipsed 247. And of the 5 times he eclipsed it, the game was decided by 16 points or more. Therefore, it was a blowout. I don't think this Super Bowl is going to be a blowout on the Eagles side. Jake does. I think we're going to see a somewhat close game, a controlled game. And when the game is close, it's being controlled. It's been proven by stats here that Jalen Hurts does not throw for a lot of yards. Lean on their running game a little bit more. You know, he's going to get his on the ground. You still might be able to hit your over 300 total yards, Rick. But yeah, just if this year is a scale for that, you know, Hurts has yet to hit 200 passing yards in the playoffs. So
yeah, what do you have? 125 and like 150 something? I mean,
I don't know exactly what the numbers were, but he hasn't. I don't think he's even been over like 190 yet in the playoffs. Right. So 247, I get it. They need to keep up with the Chiefs, but I think it's a tall task for the way that their offense is set up. And then I will get to my favorite prop. It was my favorite prop last week 2 weeks ago for the Eagles, and they did not change the number, and I'm all in again. Kenneth Gainwell is the running back that the Eagles trust the most. Yep. And his over-under for reception yards is 11. His over-under for rushing yards is 19. He needs 30. I'm betting both of these. And you're telling me Kenneth Gainwell is not going to get 30 yards? 2 games ago, he had 100. I mean, I think they trust this guy. They lean on him. He's an absolute third down specialist. I mean, I just do not see how this is not a slam dunk. And then a bet I like even more, but it's probably kind of hard to find. You can bet Gainwell versus Sanders amount of receptions. Gainwell's favored by a half of a reception. Miles Sanders is not a part of this passing game. Kenneth Gainwell is a huge part of this passing game. If you can find that bet, take Gainwell having more receptions than Sanders.
Yeah,
I love it. Man, I wish the Bills would have got Kenny Gainwell. Let's just leave it at that. Son of a gun, man.
Oh, relax. You guys have Naheem Hines. He's so good.
But we don't use him. We don't use him. What the hell, man? You know,
Kenneth Gainwell is a 4-year younger Naheem Hines. I mean, they're the same player, right? It's like a juiced up third down back.
Yeah, right. Do you guys have any love for Michael Burton, fullback for the Chiefs? Had to put it out there.
Literally didn't even know that's a player. I think he just made that.
What's his anytime touchdown line? It's got to be like 15.
I'm gonna throw like $2 on it for the hell of it, because why not? Maybe a goal line situation.
I got it. 30 to 1.
Yeah, mine says 28.
Do I throw $5 or $10 on it just for the hell of it?
There you go. Perfect.
Because if it hits, it's a great night.
How many touches does he have this year?
Not many. Not many. He can catch the ball though.
All right, so those are our picks for the games. Those are our props for the games. Before we head out, let me ask you guys. I got a couple of these. Do you guys have any non-game related or not like Chiefs, Eagles? Like, do you have any silly props or any props that we're not like talking about for either side of the ball? Like, do you have any props for this game? Anything you like?
I have clear and clear/water Gatorade. plus 550.
Clear/water. Okay.
Yes, they had it in the Pro Bowl, so I feel like it's going to be like the mystery flavor Gatorade. You got to go neutral color. You can't do red. You can't do. I don't even know if they have a green anymore. I thought they had green a while back. It was like watermelon, but that didn't survive. So you can't go red.
So you don't think the Chiefs will drink red Gatorade and the Eagles will drink green Gatorade?
No, I think they're going clear for both sides. It's going to be a neutral type thing. That's what I'm going.
Dude,
plus 550.
My book has some of the funniest props. One of them is, will Andy Reid eat a cheeseburger?
Oh my god! If they win, he's eating a cheeseburger.
During the game, will he eat a cheeseburger?
I love that.
Such a good prop.
Yes.
Chris, you got any silly props you like?
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm just not understanding the math on this, but for some reason, it just makes way too much sense for me to bet this. Okay, there's a prop on FanDuel. Each team has to score a touchdown, and each team has to kick a field goal. Sounds normal, right?
Yeah.
Minus
it hasn't
180.
happened that much though, right? Because I bet this during the Giants-Eagles game.
Minus 180. I mean, I know it's a lot of juice, but I really think each team's going to score a touchdown and a field goal. Okay, so that's minus 180. You might not want to bet it because it's juiced up. Get this. If each team scores a touchdown and kicks a field goal in each half, 12-1.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to bet that. I mean, maybe I think
it's the field goal part of it, because I think both of these teams will score a touchdown in both halves. It's just whether or not they're going to get in a position to kick a field goal in both halves.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it though. I don't mind it.
12-1 just seems pretty nice. Like, I'm sure in 12 Super Bowls, right, both teams score a touchdown and a field goal each half. Yeah, and then my last one, I don't even know what the line is on it, but I'm going to bet the over on Chris Stapleton's national anthem.
I love it.
Yeah, that was my first prop. It's over 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and I was like, dude, this guy's a country singer. He like sings like slowly for his song, so I like the over. It is juiced up a lot. It's like minus 170 or something like that, but I really like it. I mean, I think he's going to take his time. He's going to sing the national anthem nice and slowly. But yeah, that was my first prop there, man. Chris Stapleton over 2 minutes and 5 seconds for the anthem.
Man, I browse YouTube a lot, watching Nickel City Mafia, watching, Rick Run Good, watching a lot of, football shows. One of the funniest things that I don't know why it shows up for me now, but have you guys ever watched the people that put on headphones and listen to a singer for the first time and like give their reaction?
Yeah, like blind reaction to a singer they never heard.
I have not, but I got to get on that for sure.
Jake, all right, as soon as we hang up this show, just Google on YouTube like someone listening to Chris Stapleton for the first time. The faces and the reaction that people make are pretty hilarious.
I love it.
Usually the funny version of that I watch are like foreigners listening to like rap music, like hardcore rap for the first time. They just awesome. Like don't understand what the hell's going on. They're like, this is music. Like, yeah, that's a pretty funny thing. All right, let me give a couple more props that I like here. I always feel like, I mean, I don't know if it's just me or if it's just watching too many Patriots Super Bowls, but I always feel like there's a trick play in the game. So I'm going to go with over 2.5 players throwing a pass attempt. So obviously we know Hurts and Mahomes are going to throw a pass attempt. I think somebody else is going to throw a pass attempt in this game. Maybe it's a punter, maybe it's a running back, maybe it's a wide receiver, whatever the situation is, but I like that. That's actually plus 150. So you're getting 1.5 to 1 for your money for that. And I also like, will there be a penalty roughing the passer in this game? Yes, plus 120. I like that. I think I know you said earlier that the refs like to swallow their whistles, but this is Patrick Mahomes. I think he gets the benefit of the doubt of calls here and there. So I think there will be a roughing the passer penalty in this game. I like that. And the very last prop that I like is I like 8-1. Rihanna's first song at halftime is going to be Diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The favorite for that prop is Please Don't Stop the Music. Is that one of her songs? Yeah, Don't Stop the Music. That song is like that song's 2-1 to be our first song. But I think I could see her coming in and going, like starting with Diamonds, 8-1.
That is the nice intro. You could see.
I think Umbrella would be incredible.
That would be interesting too. Umbrella is let's see here. Umbrella's 11-1, not bad.
Would she need Jay-Z for that? Is he in that song? Is it Jay-Z?
Yeah, he's in Umbrella.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So that'd be kind of cool. A little collab. They always do like a
A little
a
collab.
special guest. So.
Rick, we need to find out if they're giving out those rings. Like when we went to the Super Bowl, it was Beyonce. You know how they put a light up ring on everyone's chair?
Nice.
Yeah.
Like if then you should have put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Well, if they give out rings or something similar, Diamonds could be the first song because they could light it up like diamonds in the sky. I'm just saying, we have a way to cheat here. We do have a way to cheat. We need to find out if there's rings.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts, guys? Oh, I wanted to ask you. I'll throw it quickly to both of you guys. Tell me what your number one Super Bowl food is, like to eat during the game.
I mean, being in Buffalo, it's pizza. Listen, like New York gets
wings.
Wings are expensive though. You got to go out for wings. You got to be in a bar setting. Takeout wings, not quite the same. Like they get a little soggy in the cardboard, or not the cardboard, the styrofoam. Yes, thank you, Chris. So yeah, takeout wings still great. Obviously, it's Buffalo wings. Any wing in Buffalo is better than any other wing anywhere else. But
with ranch,
I'll say this: Mike can attest to this. Buffalo pizza, unbelievable. Very underrated. Does not get enough credit because we have NYC and people love the New York style for whatever reason. I like New York style. Don't get me wrong, but the thick crust Buffalo pizza, man, absolutely slaps. So I think Buffalo pizza, I mean, it is one of the biggest days for pizzerias in Buffalo. So, I mean, I know I'm ordering a sheet, maybe 2 sheets. I ordered 3 the one year. We'll see how it goes. I could probably eat a sheet myself. So
what's a sheet? Wait,
Rick doesn't even know.
What's a sheet? I don't know what it is.
You guys don't know what sheet pizza is? Wow, we are such fat asses in Buffalo. My gosh. A sheet pizza, so there's a large pizza, right? And I'm going to get it from Picasso's. So Picasso's is like a really good pizza place in Buffalo. Their large is like 18 pieces or something like that. Their sheet pizza is like 24 or 30 pieces, I think, in total. So it's monstrous. I mean, and this is enormous. It's probably about 4 feet long and about 2 feet wide.
Is it rectangle?
Incredible. Yeah, it's rectangle. Yeah, rectangle slices.
Like Litos, Rick.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, that's a pretty.
So we call it a sheet pizza here in Buffalo. I didn't know. So no one else calls it a sheet pizza. That's wow. That's incredible. We overdo everything here, I guess.
Chris,
but
what's your favorite Super Bowl food, Chris?
I guess I don't know. I guess I'm basic. I got to have wings with ranch dressing, not blue cheese. Sorry to disappoint the Buffalo people, but yeah, I'm not gonna eat.
It's ranch for me too.
I'm not gonna eat curdled cheese on my beautiful.
It's not like that, Chris. You'll understand next year when we host an AFC Championship against the Ravens. Love it. I promise.
I've been to a game in Buffalo. And trust me, I got looks because I went out. I went to multiple places.
Where did you go? Where did you go though?
I'm not going to remember. But I got ranch each time, and I get the head cock.
You got to go to Burrville.
What are you, crazy? So anyway, yeah, I'm going wings, and then I like. See, you got to have like a food that's not really like an entree, something you can just constantly munch on. So for me, that's like I like the sweet and salty homemade trail mix that someone kind of concocted and brought. That's yeah.
I was like a good dip, at the Super Bowl. My wife used to make this dip. It was like cheese, salsa, beans, like sour cream, all mixed together.
The 7-layer Mexican dip. Yeah.
The 7-layer dip. I love that to just be able to munch on. And then I'm with Chris. I like wings with ranch also, and that's my thing. I love ranch.
We do a buffalo wing dip too, guys, and it's amazing. We make it with blue cheese, and it is so damn good. I promise. So we're gonna do the wing thing. We're gonna do the actual blue cheese. You're gonna get buffalo wing dip. You're gonna do the whole thing when you come here. It's gonna be incredible.
Sounds awesome.
So can I have the 20-second version, because you could probably go 20 minutes on why is it called a buffalo wing? What puts the buffalo in the buffalo wing?
So the original founder, I guess, or producer of the buffalo wing was this place called Anchor Bar, which is super commercialized. If anyone tells you it's the best wing in Buffalo, it's not. I mean, they're still good. I think anywhere is good in Buffalo, but they're the ones who sort of popularized the term. They ended up putting like a hot sauce on this wing and sort of deemed it like the buffalo wing pretty much. And obviously in Buffalo you use blue cheese too. So it was just a great combo, and it's sold and people love it.
Yeah, we got to get Jake down to Baltimore and eat some crabs.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I really
gotta
would.
Get your crab cake, man.
Yeah,
absolutely, for sure.
All right, guys. It was really nice chatting with you guys. Chris, enjoy your trip out there. Take some pictures.
Real quick, Rick,
for
what is
Discord.
the official? We got to set an official Nickel City Mafia parlay for the game. I know, Chris already put it in the chat. We have Noah Gray and Justin Watson. So I like Noah Gray, Justin Watson, both to score a touchdown. Miles Sanders under 12 touches or 12 carries or 17, right? 17 carries it was, right?
No,
Or
his
16.
under carries is 14 and a half or 13.
14 and a half. I love that. Yeah. So under for his carries and then something else. What do you think? Britton Covey, punt return touchdown? Let's just throw a crazy odds one out there.
If you hit that, you're gonna be a millionaire. It's just
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do all those things together, you can. But I know some of the books, are offering like same game parlays. I think if you're going to do something like that, it'd be a good idea to just like pick a side and just do like over Mahomes, over Kelsey, over Pacheco, like parlay all those together. I mean, it's not going to pay out as much as what you were just talking about, but it will pay out something nice, like to like 10, 12, 15 to 1, something like that. So I like that.
Love it.
Yep.
All right,
guys. Chris, enjoy your trip. Send some pictures on Discord of you out there getting partying with Gronk. You're partying with Gronk and Shaq, right? Both of them.
Yep.
Are you serious? That's
Well, I bought a ticket to their event. I don't have their their number.
That's unbelievable. I love that. Gronk is from Buffalo too, guys.
Yeah.
So you can maybe work that connection and say, hey, Nickel City Mafia, we're big Bills show. He said he wants to come to the Bills.
Try to get a picture with Gronk and support Nickel City Mafia.
Yeah,
for sure. Yep, going to take videos at Waste Management for the golf show. I'm on it, guys.
I love it.
Right, awesome. All right, guys. Enjoy the week. It's a fun week. Golf is really fun this week. Football is really fun this week, and this is the last football show of the year. And then we'll do some off-season stuff coming up. I know Jake will continue to pump out some Bills content. We'll do draft content coming up, and then enjoy the game this week. And we will see you guys next time.
All right. See you.
See you guys. Go Bills.